Brothers and sisters of the leaf, Cigar Diva here at Cigar Sessions in Middletown, Delaware. I am here with the one and only Wayne D. Clark, Regional Sales Manager for Plasencia Cigars. I am so honored. It is such a privilege. As you know, I am an enormous fan of Plasencia Cigars. They don't make a single bad cigar. It's just every cigar is perfection. But there's so much I want to pick your brain about, and even before the camera started rolling, I learned so much. So if you don't mind, I want to ask the one question that's been burning for me for a long time. Plasencia is a family-owned company for 157 years and going strong. So why did it take nearly a century and a half to release a Plasencia line of cigars?
That is a fantastic question. And I think I get asked that question more than any other question in the world, because we are the biggest company, biggest family that you've never heard of in the cigar industry.
Yes.
And that's exactly why we opted to do it. So for 5 generations, right, handled down from family member to family member to family member to family member, we've always been known for our tobacco. We produce what I believe to be and what the family believes to be the best tobaccos in the world. That's why so many amazing companies in the industry use our tobacco. But what we were missing was that last and final piece, the connection with the final consumer. So we had everything else. We were making great cigars for our other partners and doing amazing things with our tobacco, but we were never able to see the smile on your face or the smile on the great consumers' faces out there when they get to taste Plasencia tobacco in its finest form. And that's one thing that the family was missing. So Nestor Andres and the rest of the brothers and the rest of the family opted, okay, now we're gonna go at this and we're gonna do this right. So we released the Alma Fuerte, and there's been no looking back ever since then. I mean, it's just caught on.
Love it.
Little by little by little.
Love it.
Yeah. So we were really missing that part there. That's what this industry. You have to have passion. You have to be excited. You have to truly believe in what you're doing. And we knew that we had literally the best tobaccos in the world. But to have the opportunity to put it in your hands and say, here, try this. This is Plasencia tobacco. This is what it's all about. That's what we were missing. And now I'm blessed. I get to do it every day. And then take these stories that I get from you guys out here back to the factory with me and share those stories with the folks in the factory and with Nestor himself. And you just see them light up. I mean, it's magical.
I loved what you were saying about the input and how everything really is a family effort, a group effort, team effort, even beyond the actual family itself, in that everyone gets to put in what they, like you were saying about the 149, which is unbelievable.
Thank you very much.
Oh, that cigar is unbelievable. So you were able to give input and everything for that cigar.
Yeah, which is an amazing part about being, part of a family. And I've been in this industry for close to 10 years now. And I feel like I'm home. I feel like I'm part of the family. And just case in point with that, my first time in Nicaragua with the Plasencia family, we're out in the tobacco fields, and I'm looking at just this enormous tobacco farm in the Jamastran Valley and just how beautiful it is. And I said to Nestor Andres, I said, Nestor, what does it feel like when you wake up in the morning, you come out here and you just look and you say, man, all this is mine. All this, as far as the eye can see, all this is mine. He stopped me right there. And it still gives me goosebumps when I tell this story. He said, no, brother, you've got it wrong. All of this is ours. And to this day, that sits right here in my heart.
Wow.
And he truly means it from the bottom of his heart, because it's literally our people whether it's me out there on the road selling the cigars, or it's the people that, the fine folks that are planting the seed in the beds and then transplanting to the fields and then harvesting and then rolling our cigars. Without great people, you can't possibly have a great cigar. It's impossible. So the Plasencia family really stresses that. They really emphasize the fact that we're all part of a family. And when Nestor hears this interview, and I'm sure he's going to, he'll be happy to know that I've said and mentioned that it's only the beginning. This is only 157 years, and it's only the beginning.
I believe that. I actually believe that based on what you've told me from the company culture and what I've experienced in each and every cigar. I believe it now. And I had done a podcast recently about what makes a master blender, what truly makes a master blender. And I think I'm learning that as we speak about Plasencia, that it really is the passion and the people. And tell me more about what your, the pictures and...
Yeah, so you go to some factories, and I've had the opportunity, like you have, to visit, a number of different facilities, and they're all beautiful in their own way. They all have their own culture and their own subset of, they have their own identity. Well, the identity in our factory is unlike anything I've ever seen in another factory. Instead of having big mural paintings of Don Nestor on the wall, and just like it's homage to Don Nestor Sr., Nestor Andres, the family, we don't do that. It's pictures of our employees. It's pictures of people that work with us. And it's so cool because under each of those pictures is an inspirational quote. And everybody has to walk by all those photos every day, and they read those quotes as they go along. And it's just our way of emphasizing to everybody. Everybody is part of the family, and they're all an integral part of what we do. There's no one person in that line, like I said, from the person planting the seed all the way up to Don Nestor himself. There's no one person that's any more important along the way. We all have our own individual part, and I'm sure you can hear it in my voice how I feel about that.
Yes.
It's just you can't describe it, because it literally it creates a culture that literally it shows in the cigars that we make, and it shows when we hand that final product to you and say, enjoy.
And I've actually wondered that before. How is it that each and every one is so perfect?
Great question. I mean, we have great people, and again, I can't emphasize that enough. It goes back to the people. I mean, a lot of people in the industry have, draw testers and all the finest gadgets and everything. But there's one thing that most companies in the industry cannot say, is that they control every piece of the process, from the seed to the soil that seed goes in, all the way up through the box. So we control every piece of that. So 100% of every single Plasencia cigar is going to be 100% Plasencia tobacco. And there's very, very few companies out there that can say that that's the case. Mm-hmm. So that's how, when we put a cigar in your hand, we know that every single one is going to be exactly the same, and is going to have the same quality, because all through the entire process we've monitored it from start to finish.
Wow. And can I could go on forever about the cigars themselves, but if you don't already know the quality, honestly, you are not a true cigar aficionado. And I'm not saying that just as a Plasencia fangirl, so to speak. I'm saying that because honestly, the quality is that amazing. So I want to go ahead and segue into what you mentioned to me, which I'd never even heard of before, the social programs, what you do for the people, what
Yeah.
Plasencia does for.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, again, a really important part of what we do. The first step in any great company is to take care of your people. And the first step in that process is making sure that they don't have any worries outside of when they're working. So we offer free medical care to all of our employees, and it's not just Nicaraguan-style medical care. It's full-on medical care, complete with pregnancy screenings. During COVID, they all had access to first world medical care during the COVID pandemic, which is invaluable. But it's literally everything, cancer screenings. I mean, every piece of that process they have access to, and it doesn't cost them anything. So that's part of being a part of the Plasencia family. And on the other side of that, it just so happens that most of the people who work in our factories are women. Well, most of the women in Nicaragua and Honduras have children. So it's a very family-oriented culture. So we take care of the kids. We offer them free schooling, and it's a true American-style schooling system. And they get free education, which again is invaluable. And it's all because you guys buy these cigars. And I just want to mention that it's all because you guys buy these cigars that are close to 10,000 employees in Nicaragua and Honduras have access to this stuff. It's literally, it amazes me when I look at this cigar, and I'm thinking, okay, it took 300 people to make this, and you and I, are helping to keep 10,000 people employed.
And not only, am I right, is it true that throughout the entire pandemic, you didn't have a single layoff?
That's correct. Yeah, and I'm especially proud of that. And again, I can't say thank you enough to the people who are listening and watching this today, because it's because of you guys. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with the fact that you guys, the consumers, are supporting us and loving our cigars. And from my standpoint, and I know a lot of people in this industry were laid off, or they were taken off the road. They either lost their job or they were taken off the road and lost revenue.
It's been a rough couple of years.
It's been a rough couple of years, and I can say from my standpoint, thank you to everybody out there, because that no layoff also applies to me. So I definitely appreciate that as well. It's amazing. It really, I can't even. It's really hard to demonstrate like how awesome the Plasencia family is with its employees. I mean, it's great.
This has been just so uplifting. I mean, coming here tonight, excited for it to be a Plasencia event to begin with, because of how much I love every single cigar, literally, and I don't think there's one I haven't tried. But to find out so much more about an amazing corporate culture, the family being not just the family, but truly a family of 10,000 strong, not a single layoff, such unbelievable comprehensive care all around. It's just,
it's impressive.
It's amazing. It's beyond impressive. That is amazing. I can't thank you enough for being here, for bringing us that education and having so much of a better understanding of Plasencia. I mean, it's just a whole new level. It really is a whole new level.
It's my pleasure. So, yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you so much, and I definitely plan to pick your brain again. I hope you'll allow me to do so.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime. We'll definitely do this again.
This has been such an honor, and thank you for being at Cigar Sessions.
It's a pleasure.
To say you've made our night is an understatement.
Oh, thank you.
It's a great night. Thank you.